If softness feels expensive, that tells you everything you need to know about how you've been deprived. Because the world has taught you that suffering is sensible and softness is irresponsible. It's time to back it up, flip it, and reverse it. Because soft experiences, ease-centered experiences, create the woman that you are becoming. Living hard, pushing, hustling, grinding, working yourself to the bone, sleeping when you're dead, only maintains this woman and the life that you are trying to escape. Hello, my friend. Welcome. Hello. My name is Elle, and I am the #1 life coach in the world for ambitious, high-achieving women who are also exhausted and craving a sweeter, softer, more ease-filled life. I am also known as the Empress of Ease. I'm the creator of the House of Ease and School of the Well-Rested, and we have our new workshop coming up on December 31st called the Money Machine Workshop. I'm only opening it up to 8 women, and we are going deep into the nooks and crannies of your own unique life experiences, skills, perspective, and creating a consulting or coaching call that people will pay you over $100 an hour for your unique and specific genius. We also will be creating a marketing plan in this, so you don't have to have a huge social media following or massive email list in order to start making money from this immediately. If this sounds good to you and you would like to join us live and be one of the special 8, I would love to have you. Check out the link in the description below and you can register for the Money Machine call. Without further ado, let's get on with today's conversation, talking about why I personally spend money on experiences that make me feel soft. I recently moved to Bangkok, Thailand about 6 weeks ago, and I am deeply obsessed and madly in love with my life. I love being here, and I can already feel how much my nervous system has relaxed, been well supported, and deeply nourished from my time here. I have no qualms about spending money on things that make my life easier, make my energy softer, that support my ease and nervous system. I know that about myself. And I know that my dollar goes farther here in Thailand than it does when I'm stateside in the United States. And so I knew that I was going to be investing in things off the gate that were going to give me more softness, more support, more ease, and more body nourishment from the moment I got off the plane. Actually, from before I even got off the plane. This is how I even decided on the Airbnb that I was going to stay in for my first month here. I am creating a whole separate video about them because they are chef's kiss fantastic. I will link that right here when the video is done, and I will drop the link in the description as well. So one of the ways that I chose this fantastic Airbnb, which literally took me weeks because I'm very organized and very structured, and I knew what I wanted to experience. After having lived in Rwanda for a year in 2022 and feeling incredibly isolated and incredibly alone there, I'll put the link to the video right here so you can check out my whole year in Rwanda video. I'll also put the link in the description. I knew after my year in Rwanda that I did not want to move to Bangkok and feel isolated and alone. Now, it's a completely different culture. It's a completely different social setup. So I may not have felt as alone as I did in Kigali, Rwanda, but I definitely wanted to come into a soft landing. Now, I have traveled extensively. I have lived in or traveled to 26 countries all over the world, including 6 weeks in Australia, where I stayed in Airbnbs in people's homes. And that is when I wrote off staying in people's homes and Airbnbs anymore because they were so rude and hard to live with, and it was just a terrible experience in multiple homes. And I was like, oh, never again. From now on, when I do Airbnbs, I'm just renting my own place and staying by myself, which I did for years, and it was fine. But I knew that when I came to Bangkok, I was going to want to stay in a family environment because I wanted to stay somewhere that was warm and welcoming and conversational, where people would say hi and check in and ask me how I was doing. And so as I was researching, I was looking for rooms in people's homes. There were other things I was considering. I also wanted a local neighborhood. It was important to me that it was quiet, right? There were other factors I was considering, but something that kept coming up for this particular Airbnb that I ended up choosing was that all of the reviews were saying how much their hospitality was so good, how they were so kind, how they were so hospitable, how they were so warm, how they were so welcoming. And that is the determining factor that allowed me to choose this particular Airbnb. And when I tell you those reviews did not lie, they told the truth. And so this family picked me up from the airport when I landed in Bangkok, Thailand. This is a video where I talk much more extensively about leaving Seattle and moving to Bangkok. But that family picked me up from the airport. Both of the parents and Sam, hey Sam, speak English. It was such a soft landing to land in a family environment with people who would check on me and ask me how I was doing, invite me out to outings and go do things with them. I felt like a part of the family, and it was the best soft landing and soft transition. And one of the things Sam said to me as we were talking, because again, we were talking often and regularly, was she was like, I know we're a little bit more costly than some of the other Airbnbs, but it's important to me that people don't just stay here who are treating it like a hostel, like it's just somewhere to sleep. I want to have guests who want to connect and be part of the environment and the community that we have here. And I was like, exactly. And that is exactly why I chose this place. I knew what my budget was for the month. So once I knew my budget, I was only looking at places within that budget. So I wasn't really comparing it to other Airbnbs, but I got exactly what I wanted in that experience. So even if it was a little bit more costly than other Airbnbs for the month, it was completely and totally worth it to me to have such a warm welcome, such a soft landing. I even accidentally left one of my bags at the airport, and Sam took the train with me all the way back to the airport to get my bags, and then we came all the way back to the house. So that kind of hospitality, that kind of extension of grace was invaluable, and I'm willing to spend money again on things that give me a soft landing, give me a cushion, give me a little bit of grace, give me some ease, so I don't have to hit the ground running, right? I can land and be really well understood. Another great thing about Sam in this particular Airbnb family environment is that Sam did her last year of high school and all of college in the US. So she not only speaks fluent English, but she's very familiar with American culture, American people. She understands American culture and the kind of the cultural differences between Thai culture and American cultures. Again, I'm going to talk much more extensively about this in their own video, but that was the beginning. Once I got here, I already had known before I left Seattle that Bodywork was going to be very important to me. I love massages. I love Bodywork. I love a spa. I love a facial. I love all the things, right? Give me all the things. I knew that that was going to be very important to me. And I had seen a video with another creator talking about the Go Wabi app, GOWABI. It's an app, it's a website where you can get massages and body treatment and manicures and pedicures at a discounted rate. You can get vouchers for different spas. So what I did was I looked up the area that the Airbnb was in. I went to the Go Wabi app. I put it in the app and I looked at all the different spas that were available in that area. And I bought maybe 20 vouchers for different massages in this area. I made my first massage appointment for the day I arrived in Bangkok for a 90-minute four hands massage, which basically means two people were working on me at the same time, which I find that massages are a great way to get back in my body after such a long flight. So I booked my appointments. I bought all these vouchers in Seattle and started booking appointments from Seattle. The next massage parlor that I booked most of my massages at was literally a block and a half walking from the Airbnb. So I did 7 or 8 massages there in a few weeks. And I was happy to spend the money because it creates a softness, a sense of ease, a sense of restfulness in my body. I don't have to push. I love to receive. I'm a very good receiver, and I know my body benefits from it. It is very nourishing for my nervous system. So even though I'm going to invest in massages and body work, if I can get it at a discount with the Go Wabi app, I'm going to get it at a discount. So that's what I did. All of these things help me feel soft. All of these things help me create more ease in my life. Now, I talk about in this video here my condo hunting experience and how it took, one of the reasons it took me so long and I went to 30 condos is because one of the non-negotiables on my list is a bathtub. Those are not very common in Bangkok, but they exist, which is how, so I was like, okay, well, I just have to find it, find my perfect home. And I did end up finding my perfect home, right? This is I know it looks like a green screen, but it is actually my condo. And but it took me a while, right? So I was like, this is why I booked it for the Airbnb for a month. And I actually had to go to a second Airbnb for a week because I didn't find it in the time that I had booked the first Airbnb. But I'd given myself enough cushion to give myself what I wanted. I'm willing to give myself time, right? Sometimes we spend time on things, sometimes we spend money on things, sometimes we spend a combination of both to give ourselves what we need in order to have ease and softness. A bathtub is a non-negotiable for me, and to have softness. It is a non-negotiable. One of the other things, some people may think this is just like too whatever, but I love Lush and I love Lush bath bombs. I had brain surgery in 2012. Lush bath bombs were the literal only thing that made me feel better. I would take baths for like 5-6 hours a day sometime because I couldn't do anything else and I would just be recovering in the bathtub. I was in love with Lush before then, but I've been bound to Lush since 2012 in that brain surgery recovery. So being able to go shopping at Lush in Bangkok was also a determining factor because I'm like, what do I love? I love baths. What do I love? I love Lush bath bombs. So I needed to make sure that Lush existed in Bangkok, and it does. That was a determining factor for helping me choose the city. This is why when you decide to live a life of ease and live a life of softness and pleasure and receiving, you can't worry about nobody else. You can't worry about nobody else's opinions, perspective, judgment, criticism, because everyone's not going to get it. And they shouldn't, because my life is bespoke to me and your life is bespoke to you. You should be making decisions that I don't understand. I don't need to understand because it's your life. Just like you may not understand me and my love of Lush bath bombs or my love of massages or paying more for an Airbnb, right? Like, these are things that are important to me. Now, some things that I don't want to pay for because, like I said, sometimes we invest in time. I don't like sitting in traffic. Bangkok has traffic for real. Okay. So sometimes if I want to zip and zop and bip and bop and get to my destination, I will get on a motorcycle taxi for the speed, the convenience, and the cost. But if it's raining, I'm going to get in a cab, or at least get in a cab that will take me to the train station. So we've got to decide what is worth a soft life for us and what isn't. Some people are terrified and scared to get on a motorcycle taxi. They're never going to touch foot on that. And their sense of comfort and safety is more valuable to them than getting on a motorcycle. Now, I don't have that fear of motorcycles, so it doesn't disrupt my nervous system that way. But if it does disrupt your nervous system, no matter how much it costs, no matter how fast it is, no matter how convenient it is, it's not going to be worth it. Am I right? Am I right? Okay. So I'm more than happy to spend money on experiences that contribute to my ease and to my softness, because that is the life I value. That's what feels good to me. That's also what's going to give me longevity and help me create a life of ease until I'm 106 and transition in my sleep. That's my game plan, right? To go as easy as possible. Also, regularly order food delivery. It's so convenient and it's so easy here in Bangkok. But something I'm figuring out, because I'm neurodivergent, I don't like the executive decision of having to make a food decision every single day. It actually stresses me out. It does not feel easy, even though there are places at this point, that there are restaurants that I have had food delivered to me before that I actually really like and would like to eat from again. But it takes too much brain power for me to figure out, what do I want to eat today? Where I'm going to order from? How long is it going to take to get here? When? And sometimes I wait until I'm too hungry to make these decisions. One of the things on my ease to-do list to make my life even easier is find either food and or smoothie prep delivery who can deliver pre-organized food prep to my condo once or twice a week so that I don't have to figure out what I'm eating every single day. That's one thing. Another thing that's on my ease to-do list is figure out a massage therapist who can come to my condo 2 to 3 times a week and give me massages. And the third thing that's on my ease to-do list that I've already started working on is to find a house cleaner who will come once a week or once every 2 weeks. I've got to figure out what I really want and need on that tip. But food prep, massage therapist, and house cleaner are next on my ease to-do list. Since I now have the foundational basics of a home, I have a location that I love, I have all the other things that I love, and now it's time to take it up to the next level to create even more breathing room, more support, and more ease in my life, which I don't mind paying for because, one, I live in a place where my dollar goes farther, and two, I live in a place where the culture is just set up to create more ease. Bangkok and Thailand are just ease feels more accessible, and I'm so glad to be here. If you want more ease in your life, but you're like, girl, how am I going to pay for that? Where the money at? Where the money? Then I really hope that you join us in the Money Machine Workshop on December 21st. If you're watching this after December 21st, the replay is available. So check out the link in the description below. I would love to see you there. In the meantime, let me know if you have any questions. Drop it down in the below as well. And what resonated with you? Where are you creating more ease and softness and spaciousness in your life? I would love to hear. In the meantime and in between time, check out this video right here about how I was preparing to move abroad and create ease in Bangkok, all the way from my home in Seattle. And I will see you over there. Bye for now.